what Activista is about. We are in for justice, social justice. It's a social justice movement network. And what we do is try to create an environment where citizens of the country understand their rights and can recognize right violations and seek redress where necessary. And it is also about fighting poverty and inequality in the country. And everybody who involves yourself in this is considered an activista. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the program. Then I will start with Mohammed Emesba to give the welcoming statement on behalf of the board chairperson.
This event is very important, organized by Activista the Gambia in support of with the European Union and in collaboration with Action Aid the Gambia. It is an avenue, or it's a platform where elected representatives interact with their people who elected them. And then we know that the Constitution states that sovereignty, section 1, subsection 2, that sovereignty lies in the hands of the people, from whom all organs of government should derive their authority. It is an explanatory clauses, probably not in verbatim, but it is explained about your rights, how to engage your elected representatives, what to do with regards to, helping people to understand their rights. So I think it's very simple, in a very straightforward language. I will definitely implore on you to be reading this. I will not say much. I will say thank you for coming on behalf of the board, Activista board, and the management of Activista. We're hoping to have a very fruitful discussion and deliberations. Thank you very much.
Our partners, Action Aid International the Gambia. I must say everybody here must know about Action Aid. And Activista the Gambia has been a very long-term partner of Action Aid. Actually, Action Aid, Activista came out of Action Aid. It was, established in 2008 as a project, and then in 2012, Activista was registered as an independent organization. So Action Aid is a very important partner to Activista the Gambia, and we've been able to contribute a lot in providing access to resources and providing information and building human rights issues through our right-based approach in various communities, also enabling women to have access to control and ownership of land. We have launched various campaigns together, but on today he'll be speaking on behalf of the executive director in relation to this project that we're implementing. Mr. Fode Kanyi, you're welcome.
Greetings from Action Aid. The message reads from our executive director says, I am honored and indeed quite excited to be part of this occasion. The town hall meeting, which focuses on opportunities and challenges for youth participation in various processes in the Gambia. In my view, this meeting is very timely and will greatly contribute towards enhancing youth critical engagement in important processes at national and local levels. For instance, the involvement of youth in peace building and preparing the public for the forthcoming election, which is very crucial. I wish to thank Activista for organizing this forum and hope that the outcome of this meeting will be of great help in coming up with most appropriate actions for active and meaningful youth participation in our national development processes. Reject hate speech and enhance peace and unity. I implore on all the youth and all of you present here today to actively participate in the discussion, interact with each other, and ask all questions for clarity, in as much as I trust in the youths, but I would like to urge you all play a more active role in ending poverty and injustice and embark on peace-building activities across the country. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to end the brief remark from our director Action Aid's commitment to work with Activista in enhancing youth contribution in national development. I would like also to assure Activista of Action Aid's unwavering support in fight against poverty and injustice at all levels. I therefore look forward to a fruitful partnership with like-minded organizations in ensuring youth empowerment and participation in aspects of development processes. I wish you very fruitful deliberation and successful town hall meeting. I thank you all for your kind attention.
Mr. Fodekani, for ably representing the Executive Director of Action Aid, the Gambia, who I am very sure would have been very excited to be here. But in his shoe, Mr. Fodekani has definitely stepped in and please help me welcome Dr. Seku Gassama, who is not new to any one of us. Doctor has served in the government and was a lecturer at the University of the Gambia, was at some point also permanent secretary at the Office of the President, cabinet secretary also, and now he's the executive secretary of the Human Rights Commission, the National Human Rights Commission of the Gambia. In his capacity today, he's here as a member, a board member of Activista the Gambia, and also somebody who wrote this Civic Education Manual. Doctor, you're welcome to give the opening statement and the launching of the Civic Education Manual of Activista the Gambia. Welcome.
It's a singular honor and pleasure to address you this morning. This manual you see here was developed through a consultative process. There had been a team that went around to actually consult. So some of those consultations, the output actually, is what has been put in this document you see. I supported the process. So basically that's it. And now we have a finished product. I want to say that it's not perfect at all. However, it's a starting point to have something. It is unique in the sense that you don't quite find a manual on civic education in the country. I'm not sure if there are others. I would be glad to see, but this is one of the early ones, I would say. So I don't know whether it's the first or so, depending on how you look at it. However, I think the contents are very relevant to the issues of our current society, socio-economic, political environment. First of all, the launching is also very timely. We are just a couple of months away from the elections. And some of the burning issues you would find out have been addressed in some form, at least, to provide knowledge, awareness of those issues, as manifested in the overall objective of the document. If you look at page 3, the overall document objective has been mentioned. So the essence is this is targeted youth and women. But of course, I mean, that's the key objective. Essentially, anybody can actually refer to the document. So the essence is to enable women, youth, to understand their rights and responsibilities and build the capacity to be able to defend their rights. To make sure that their rights are not violated, to oppose rights violation and participate in decision-making processes at community, regional, and international levels. So basically, this is the key, objective of the thing. You can see it's very laudable, and it has been manifested in the table of content. You would see Module 1 is on democracy. Democracy is, how do I call it? I think it's one of the most used words in Gambia now, because everybody seems to have his or her own definition of what democracy is. I would like to convey my gratitude to Action Aid for the support in this program. As you can see, this was developed in partnership with Action Aid and with the support from EU. Building democratic culture and tolerance through awareness raising and civic education. So we are very grateful to them. I'm sure this document will be helpful to many people. On that note, I'm not sure how I should just declare it's launched, or is there a ceremony or something?
They just declare.
So I wish to declare the Civic Education Manual produced by Activista as launched.
Thank you so much. First, Keno, we know that youth and women political participation. I will first ask you that, and then the representative of the mayor, I will ask him about the opportunities. So first, Mr. Kemo, as a youth councillor, youth representatives, what are some of the things that the council is doing towards increasing or promoting youth participation and women participation into your administrative or into your governance system?
But yes, youth participation. But if political parties don't field in young people, councils cannot force them to do that. So it's also going to be another problem. This is why I think when we talk about internal democracy between political parties and youth and women participation, it needs to start from the political parties, because they are the ones who are going to field in candidates.
When we talk about women participation, it starts from somewhere. So I want to know what the councils are doing to promote the participation of women, and not for women to just be represented.
In our council also, when it came to nominating people who would hold positions, we made sure that we also nominated a woman councillor who will be there to take care of the responsibilities of women within the municipality. Because when you look at the voting pattern, we had only one elected female councillor, who is now the deputy mayor, Binta Jalo. So that was a cause of concern for us, because looking at the population of the country, 51% of the Gambia are made up of women. These are the majority of people. When you look at the IAC statistics also, the women have more people who are registered than men. So it is important that the people that make up the majority have a voice that is going to represent them.
Us who are from Banjul who understand that majority of the staffs of Banjul City Councils are maybe I can say 70% of them are young people. You know, they are within the youth age. Also, looking at the women, I think almost 50% of the staffs of Banjul City Council are women, considering the fact that the Lord Mayor of Banjul is also a woman who is really considerate in regards to youth and women empowerment.
You want to go in for a position and your parents is denying you from such because of a particular individual. It depends on how much or how can you sell your ideas to this individual to influence them. That's all about politics.
So I think these are some of the things that definitely Banjul City Council is making sure that the young people are empowered as promised. And to my knowledge, I understand that also with regards to education also, there are a whole bunch of young people who are being sponsored from the Banjul City Council.
You're a youth in a community, you want to stand for a council or something like that, and there's an elder that wants the same position. Now they'll go to your parent and come up with stories, you know, those kind of things.
We will ensure that young people access these opportunities, not only employment, but as well as education, as well as recreation, like you know, sporting activities, entertainment, name it. You know, first accessing these resources, and second.
From where Kemo stopped, that is like the budget of 2 million. How do you access it?
Yes.
Okay, this mostly Kemo works tirelessly with youth organizations, including, like you said, the sporting fraternity as well. Now, of recent, he has just embarked on a project providing all these football fields with goalposts. And also, we through him, we are refurbishing the park at Bouvazon. If you go by there recently, you see that the toilet that has not been used for 2-3 years, and the fencing, and then this, I'm proud to say that even that project is allocated to a youth group that are engaged in construction. Because our priority is, yes. Our priority is to, you know, the main challenges of youth in this country is employability. So what do we do to minimize, to mitigate those challenges. One is to create an avenue where youth can get employed. So our focus was to give that contract to a youth company.
When you look at their constitution, so their rules and regulations normally deprive youth from participating in the politics, because if you get into politics, it simply means that your membership in that particular area is being taken.
Our issues will not wait. The longer, and usually we say this, that if you don't go to young people, if you don't bring young people on board by ensuring that the environment is free, there is no intimidation, that resources are available, you know, if you do not do that, if you don't bring young people on board the national formal processes, young people will come to you on the other side. And how are they going to come? Sometimes with knives while you are sleeping. Sometimes when you leave, they'll come and take things that, because, I mean, politics is about the distribution of resources. Who gets what, when, and how, in simple terms. And so if young people are not part of that decision process, I mean, they're not going to get it.
Not having the policies alone, but also having a robust legal framework to address the gaps. Thank you very much, Mr. Consultant Sumawaji. And then thank you, everyone. So I will hand the baton to, but before that, please, I want you to once again give a very nice round of applause to the consultant.